Hi, hello, and greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back to Podcastage. My name is Bandrew, and this is another Casual Friday video, meaning we're doing whatever I feel like. And what I want to talk about is microphones. Are you shocked? There is an artist that I really enjoy. His name is Jacob Collier, and here are a few of his albums. The format is a compact disc, and can you believe it? There's music on there. Somebody's going to get that reference. That's an obscure one. Anyway, Jacob does these insanely in-depth Logic Pro session breakdowns where he walks through all the tracks in his session, he shares his production techniques, how he arranged the track, what kind of processing he's doing, and in his recent video where he was breaking down a Christmas song, he shared his microphone selection because he did something a little bit different. And when I heard that, I just got excited and had to make a video about it. But I don't want to start with the microphones that he discussed in that video. I want to start with a microphone that I've been using. This is the Shure SM58. This is an incredibly affordable dynamic microphone. And the reason that I'm starting with this is in an Esquire video that he did, he shared that this was his only microphone that he owned and that he used until he was 19, which would have been about 2015, I think. And that means that he recorded and released some amazing music using a very affordable microphone. And the reason I wanted to point this out is I want to drive home the point. You don't need expensive gear to make great music. The most important aspect of any recording is going to be the actual music and the performance. The microphone is secondary to that, and you can make amazing sounding recordings with affordable gear. But now let's jump to the two microphones that he discusses in his recent video. And the first microphone up is the Neumann U87AI, and to be 100% clear, I don't know if he has the vintage U87 or the modern U87, but regardless, this is a studio workhorse microphone, and this is called a condenser microphone. It gives a really realistic and detailed sound, so it's going to be great at capturing all the information of the sound source that's right in front of it. And with a condenser microphone like this, it's going to capture a lot of that higher frequency information, a lot of that airiness, a lot of that shimmer, a lot of that liveliness. Really a great studio option if you want to capture a relatively accurate image of what sound source you're putting in front of it. And something that's special about the U87, in my opinion, is it doesn't do your voice any favors. It captures exactly what you put in front of it. That can be a very good thing or a very bad thing. With me, that may be a problem, but with somebody like Jacob, he has such a distinct and great voice. I think it's a great fit. And the microphone that he paired with the U87 is the AEA KU5A. In the video, he calls it the R88, but then he holds up the KU5A, so I'm assuming he did in fact use the KU5A. And the thing that makes the KU5A different from the U87 is the fact that it's a ribbon microphone as opposed to a condenser microphone. And as soon as I switched over to this, I'm sure you heard a massive change in the sound. Much darker, much less of that higher frequency information, and a lot more in the low end, a lot fuller sound. If I can sound stupid for a second, a little bit of that ho ho ho, you can really hear that come out. And because of that difference in tone, I think that's what makes this pairing so interesting. Because with the KU5A, you have this robust low end and really smooth top end, which is really appealing and vintage sounding. But then you also have the U87, which gives you this really realistic and accurate representation of what's in front of it, and it just gives you this really great full sound, which I think is represented in Jacob's recording. Now right here, I want to include a very short clip from Jacob's live stream where he describes why he chose to use the U87 and the KU5A because I think it's really insightful and we could learn something from it. So let's jump to Jacob's clip.
This is a really kind of warm paintbrush, and then this one is a slightly more brittle paintbrush, but in a very kind of clear way. So I had both these microphones set up like this. What I would do is I would move from one to the other as I was recording, and so half the audio tracks are done with the ribbon and half of them are done with this one, and what it means is that it sounds like there's lots of different textures all going together, because I did an arrangement of a song called Moon River, and Moon River was all done on this microphone, and what I found at the end of that arrangement, all those walls of sound, was that a lot of the same overtones were being exaggerated by the mic. And so For this one, I wanted to sort of achieve the same thing, but with different paintbrushes. So that's what I did for this. And I'm just going to dive straight back into the sesh and show you. So
what did I tell you? Incredibly insightful, and something that you're likely not going to notice if you're just recording 4 or 5 vocal tracks. But when you're recording 1,000, like Jacob, you will really start to notice what overtones microphones are accentuating. And that's all that I wanted to talk about. I was just really excited hearing him talk about the 2 microphones and describing them as different paintbrushes to paint with, because I think that's what it really comes down to. There's not necessarily a microphone that's the best. There's not a microphone that's necessarily better than another. There are just microphones that have different tones to them, meaning they're going to excel at different things, meaning each microphone can be a very specific tool for an application, or as Jacob so eloquently put it, different paintbrushes to paint with, or different microphones to paint with, or paintbrushes to record with, however you want to phrase it. And before I close out the video, because I'm a complete nerd and weirdo, whenever I see a microphone, I take a screenshot and try to ID it. I will throw up some screenshots from Jacob's video and tell you what microphones they are. There is the AEA R88, which he mentioned before, which is a stereo ribbon microphone. I saw him use it on the upright bass and kick. He has the AKG C12, which I saw him use for vocals quite a bit. In the background, you can see the Electro Voice RE20 on the electric guitar. I think that he has a stereo set of AKG C414s on the piano. I saw a C414 XL2 on the snare drum, I think. And then he has a stereo set of Mojave microphones. I don't know the exact model. I'm thinking maybe the M201 FETs, but I can't be certain there. And I do want to make a really important point here. I'm not making this video to get you to buy these microphones or to inspire gear envy or gear acquisition syndrome or anything. I just find it incredibly interesting seeing what people's microphone selections are and seeing how they actually use microphones in the real world, because I think we can learn a lot from that. So this is just for education purposes and because I'm interested in it, because I'm a nerd. And that's going to wrap up for this video. I know it's a bit different than usual, but I saw Jacob talking about microphones. I got excited and I had to make a video and share it with you. And if you don't know Jacob, go check out his music. The guy is an absolute genius in terms of production, in terms of arrangement, in terms of performance. The guy is way too good. So go check out Jacob's music. I'll link all the videos in the description. If you found this video fun, interesting, or helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, give me a big old thumbs down. I probably shouldn't be slapping and punching people in a video where I talk about Jacob because he's such a peaceful kind of guy. So let me go ahead and take that back. Ew, that was gross sound. Okay, I took back the slaps and punch, but still, if you liked it, thumbs up, hated it, thumbs down. If you do want more videos like this, feel free to let me know in the comments down below and subscribe. I do publish at least 1 video per week. If you want to hang out in the Discord server, podcastage.com/Discord. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you next week.